G'day footy fans and welcome to Boothy's AFL Fantasy Dream Team podcast. Today I'm looking at round 12. We are partway through the bye rounds. Well, I'm excited. So Boothy's Ball Getters, my daughter's team, which was ranked 11,200th after being 3,087th for round 11. I've now shot up to 7,163rd. That means I went up 4,000 places in a week, which is unbelievable, and I'm very excited about that, with a score of 18.48 as I mentioned. Now I actually only had 20 players playing, and you can count your best 18, so I had a really good week. Obviously, two of your worst scores are discounted, or discarded I should say. So I've made some trades for round 12. I'll show you what they are. Let's have a look. Okay, here they are. Now it's Wednesday night now, so barring anything unforeseen, what I've done is I've got rid of Toby Nankervis, the Richmond ruckman who's got a bye now, and I brought in Paddy Wright who's had his bye as a forward/ruck who I can swap into the ruck where required. I brought in Jack Nunes, who's averaging 110 other than in recent times, remembering he got knocked out in a game and got like 10 or 8 or something. So his average of 90 odd, obviously in reality, is over 100 because of that 1 week where he got knocked out and got bugger all. And Laird comes out, who's got the bye for Adelaide after 65 last week anyway. And Jamie Elliott, who's got a 3-week injury with an ankle or calf. And Mitch Wallace comes in as a dual position Bulldogs player. Now Jack Nunes is also dual position, being defender mid and Ryder, of course, ruck forward. So all three of my ends are dual positions. All three of those guys coming in are in reasonable form, although you could argue that Ryder's not been as prolific. But Nunes is in good form, and of course Wallace is in good form, averaging 90 odd after his broken leg mid last year. So that's the three outs. Of course, Laird is playing, but I'm taking a risk. Nankervis is not, and Elliott, of course, is injured. For Collingwood has a bye coming up anyway. So what that leaves me with, guys, is a forward line, and the team's to be named tomorrow night. It's Wednesday now. Of Billings, who's been in good form after a bye last week, of course. So I've got him for the rest of the year. Barlow's had his bye and has got a good score, as you can see. Ryder's still there, who hopefully will improve. Port Adelaide had, who knows with him, but he's pretty solid. Burton, who got 118 last week, who's got one more week before his bye. Wallace, who comes in averaging 93. And Pickett, who's not playing, who unfortunately is my only player probably not playing. So I'll have 21 players this week. Parsons and Black, of course. Parsons did reasonably well with 58. And Black may come in because Hawkins was suspended. So I'm hanging on to Black, hoping that he plays in round 13 against West Coast Eagles. Now the rucks for this week are fine. I've got Grundy still for another week before his bye. I've got Witts, who is averaging 89. He got 89 last week, of course. And Cameron and Bruce probably won't play, obviously, but doesn't matter for this week. Now, my midfield is pretty good. And my bench is the best you could possibly have. I'm pretty excited about that. So Selwood and Dangerfield not playing this week, but obviously I'll have them in round 13, so I'm leaving them on the bench. But I've still got Mitchell, who will be my captain. Adams, who's in great form. Sloane, hopefully, against St Kilda at home, should do better. Bontempelli, who's averaging over 100. Oliver, who's averaging over 100 also. Heaney, who's now dual position after the change this week. Powell-Pepper and Greenwood, who are both Powell-Pepper, who's solid, and Greenwood, who is averaging over 80 for Adelaide, looks contested beast, a mature age player. So I'm pretty happy with that midfield, given my bench of Selwood and Dangerfield. I'm excited they're all playing. So I can't complain about that at all. And defence, of course, I've got Nunes, who comes in, averaging 90, but in reality over 100, as I said, because he's knocked out early in the game. Pittard, who had a poor game for his standards, but is averaging 86. Colin Askew had a great game, averaging close to 90. Mills, who's been improving. McGrath, who's okay, but I'll probably get him out after this week before his bye. And Hunt, who got knocked out a few weeks ago, who is recovering, had a week off now and should be fine and improving again. He's probably more like an 80-85 player. Vickers-Willis is not playing this round, but should hold his place for round 13. And Scharenberg is playing, but of course I've got 7 defenders, so he becomes an emergency. He only got 53 last week anyway. So I'm pretty excited about my team. I've only got one spot with Pickett, who probably won't get picked for Carlton. But other than that, I've got 21 players. Very happy. Now, just some advice, guys, if you're bringing guys in. I brought in 3 guys, all dual position, so that's always a good thing to do. Bring in St Kilda guys. Bring in Sydney guys, because they don't have any more buys now. Bring in Bulldogs guys. Melbourne guys, Brisbane and Carlton are the 6. You've probably got Gold Coast and Port guys already because they've all had their buys. Don't bring in any guys who are not in those 8 teams because, of course, they'll have a buy either this round or the one after, so avoid that. And some guys you might want to think about are Heaney, Newman, for Sydney, Dowhouse, McRae, Wallace, as I picked, Doherty for Carlton as well. And for Brisbane, check if Rockcliffe's playing. He might be a good one if you can afford him, because of course he's had his bye. And Dane Beams, something like that. But Barrett's still pretty good and is playing, averaging 80 odd recently. So that's my team. I'm excited about my improvement. As I said, 4,000 places. I've got a pretty good side for this week. And round 13 the following week, I'll still have a solid side, of course, because Vickers Willis will come in. And of course, Selwood and Danesfield, exciting. Danesfield probably captain. And maybe Bruce, probably not. And of course, I'll have Black, who looks like playing for the suspended Hawkins for round 13 after what he did to Matty Crouch. I was there at that game in Geelong. And Parsons, look, I've got a few guys coming out and I'll have to make 3 trades, but I'm very excited about my team and hopefully get into the top 5,000 in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, think about who to bring in. Bring in the guys who've had a bye, and there's 8 teams in that boat, and dual positions if possible. There's some new ones, so have a look. Good luck, guys. Enjoy, and let me know how you go if you feel like making a comment. And start thinking about round 13 at the same time as you do round 12. You've got to do it by Thursday night, so you've got 24 hours. Good luck, and bye for now.